So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728, and Dane Cook is probably blameless too, Joe Rogan. And yeah, that's how I feel, and I'll go into that in a moment. So, I am Earthling, yada yada yada. I am currently 85 pounds lighter than my highest body weight. I was a reservist in the Army Reserves, and I have an MBA, computer science degree. I travel a bit, and that's me. So, Dane Cook has been accused in the past of being a joke thief. I think, Joe Rogan said that he had a joke, I think, about a beer or something, and Dane Cook took it and switched it around, used some other animal, basically. And I really don't want to go through the hours of stuff that I listen to in order to see if Dane Cook really, if everything is just as trite and as baseless as it was with respect to Carlos Mencia. But I did listen to one podcast that Dane Cook was on. I think, I can't remember this guy's name, but he recently had like a bad injury with his knee and his elbow. Anyway, Dane Cook was talking about the fact that he had done a special called, I think it's Rough Around the Edges, and he said that when he was about to tape the special, he decided to go, and it had been a number of months since he had actually performed. So he went to perform like a couple of days before the special or something like that, and it did not go well. It did not go well at all. So he didn't have enough time to get himself better, to practice before he was supposed to tape the special, or he was supposed to perform at Madison Square Garden. So he just said, hey, bring the cameras. This is either going to be amazing or it's going to be amazingly horrible. And he said about 50% of the stuff that he had was stuff that he'd actually prepared, and the other 50% was whatever seemed to be working, he just went with it. So I figured, you know what, let me take a look at the special and see what I thought of it, right? Because for comparison, I had, a lot of people were talking stuff about Kevin Hart's latest special, and I was like, they were like, it's not funny, blah, blah. So I went and I looked at it, and it was not funny enough to get me to really laugh and enjoy it. And honestly, after a while, I didn't feel I was missing anything by just not continuing to watch it. So I wanted to see if Dane Cook's special, Rough Around the Edges, the one where he claimed that, half of it was improv, how good it was. I mean, to be honest, Kevin Hart, back in the day when he just came out with his specials and so on, I was surprised. And I recall laughing a lot at this guy who just belittled himself. That was Kevin Hart's whole act, that he was a small man and he just kept belittling himself and so on. But it was funny. I remember it being pretty funny. The last special, not so much. I don't know. But anyway, so I went and I took a look at Dane Cook's stuff, and wow. I was either full out laughing for a lot of it, or just, how you can be on a simmer? You can just simmer. You have a pleasant, that this guy is funny. It's not like LOL kind of stuff, but it is like, oh, that's, yeah. And then after a while, ha ha ha, you and to think that this guy did not have enough material for an entire act, so he just stretched out the parts that were funny, and he just kept going with them. I could not tell. I could not tell. And there were parts, where where you can build up this tension in the audience. So everybody was quiet, like a mouse in certain parts. And the tension was building and building, and it breaks, and then you get this wave of laughter. And it was fully and completely like that. And I didn't watch the whole thing because I don't even watch movies, honestly. Like I've said on other occasions, a lot of times I just go to the Wikipedia page to read the plot of some movies. I just don't have time for exposition and whatever else. If it is that somebody is sending me a screener movie, like I've signed up for some of those, where you can, watch the movie online these days, like I did that with A Promising Young Woman. Yeah, it's a one and done. You don't get to watch it later. So I'll sit through it. A Promising Young Woman was pretty good, by the way. But yeah, Dane Cook, it was funny. It was great. I can't recommend it enough, but I didn't. I jumped around. It was funny through the parts where I landed. And yeah, if Dane Cook has that kind of skill, that ability, which is really similar to what Carlos Mencia is saying, that he's like, I can't remember Mencia's stuff. I don't remember looking at any of his specials, but nobody's denying. And I mean, even Patrice, the comedian Patrice, said like he was amazed. And even people who don't like Carlos Mencia, they say, yeah, he has like a fantastic memory and all this other stuff. And just everything that I heard Carlos Mencia say, it reminded me of Dane Cook, because of his ability to make something out of nothing is what he was saying that he does. And if you can make something out of nothing, why would you rehash somebody else's stuff? If you can improv like Dane Cook did with Rough Around the Edges, all of which is available, I don't think there are any copyright restrictions or strikes on that. I don't think any of it was edited because he stole somebody's joke. Why would you? Who would bother to do that? That really doesn't make any sense. So I haven't gone through any of the accusations against Dane Cook specifically in any way that I would have done with Carlos, but it's just it doesn't add up that Dane Cook would be able to do that, would have that ability to just improv his way out of not even just a situation. It's a sold out Madison Square Garden. As far as I know, it's a sold out Madison Square Garden. This is really, really important. And he just kind of, okay, let's see what happens. What? You have this magical ability and you're not going to use it like all the time for everything? That really doesn't add up to me. And as Dane Cook himself would have said, he was not the guy who hung out and talked shit about other comics. He was not gonna be friends with Joe Rogan the same way that Carlos Mencia was not gonna be friends with Joe Rogan, because he was not that guy to drink and hang out with people and form, comradeship and camaraderie and all this other stuff. No, it wasn't going to happen. I think honestly that is their major sin. Their major sin is that they did not, number one, one of their major sins is they were too successful without having to do what the other comics were doing, which is hang out and sit down. I don't know about Dane Cook, but Carlos Mencia, people are saying that he did not sit down. One person was saying that he did not sit down and write jokes. So I think he made it look they made it look too easy, and they did not toe the line and do what everybody else was doing in terms of hanging out, talking shit about other people, and just being around. So I think that was the only sins that they have at the end of the day. So this is a short one. That's it for me. You guys feel free to like, subscribe, unlike, share with people, look at my other stuff, or any other things that you would like somebody else to do if this was something that you created. Have a good one. Peace.